Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox and take a close-up look at the BladeHawk's GM-X5 gaming mouse and then plug it in and see it light up. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So this is a wide gaming mouse and it features long life switches, turbo click technology, 3 levels of sensitivity toggle, and it supports up to 4000 dpi in resolution. And here are some of its other features. And then some more features. So it does have LED illumination. And now let's go ahead and open up the box by, of course, flipping over the box flap and, of course, pulling out the transparent mouse tray packaging and empty the contents from the box. So that's the box emptied. We can go ahead and set it to the side right there. And then I'll just spread the contents out, or lay the contents out on the tabletop right here. So now let's start off by actually before I do that, there is a user manual on the underside, so now you have a more complete view of the contents from the box. Okay, so let's start off by first taking a look at this BladeHawk's card here. So it is a warranty card that lets you register the GM-X5 mouse with 2 years of warranty. So let's go ahead and I'll set that to the side and move on to our next item here. So there appears to be a user manual or user guide for the mouse. There we go. Now we have the right side up here. And let's go ahead and fold it out. So it is a fold out user manual or user guide. So there are 5 panels to the user guide. And of course that's the final 2 panels. And on the reverse side, of course, another 5 panels. Okay, so another quick look here. And voila, that is the BladeHawk's GM-X5 gaming mouse user guide. So we can set that down as well. And then now move on to the mouse itself. So you can see the mouse resting in its clear plastic tray packaging. Let's go ahead and pop it out and making sure nothing else remains with the packaging. Just going to leave that mouse on the tabletop just so you have a nice clear view there. And then now I'm going to slide off that clear packaging there and make some readjustments to the layout here on the side. And now you have a nice good view of the BladeHawk's GM-X5 gaming mouse. Once again, setting it down so you have some sense to the size of the mouse and a complete view without my fingers or hands in the way. Okay, so let's start off by giving you a close-up view in my hand. So to give you some perspective and scale of the mouse. So one thing I noticed is it looks rather longish, or slightly longer than a conventional mouse, as you can see. Width-wise, it does have a kind of standard width, or more conventional width. However, you can see it does look slightly long, and it is definitely slightly on the long side. And just resting the mouse in the palm of my hand here. So a nice good view. And of course, I'm going to put my fingers over it as well. So I'll do a quick click test right now. Obviously, we're going to do more close-up looks in just a moment. But here, giving you some sense of the mouse engagement of the clicks. Okay, so nice and responsive for the main, primary, and secondary buttons. We can look into that in a little bit more detail in just a second. So next, I'm going to start off by, of course, looking at the USB connector. So giving you a close-up look at the USB plug here. Okay, so it does have a braided nylon cable. So it doesn't feature any fancy gold plating at all, just a standard stainless steel metal connector with a nylon braided finish on the lead or cable. Okay, so now we can undo this cable tie here, the Velcro cable tie, and then give you a nice good look at the length of the mouse cable. Just gonna tidy up this cable tie here, just wrapping it up so you have a nice good view as to how long the mouse's cable is. Okay, so just unwinding the cable as much as I can to give you some sense of the cable length. So a little bit tricky here, given that we don't have all the space in the world, but there we go. Nice, good view of the entire cable length in the frame. Okay, so moving up the mouse's cable from the USB plug, reach all the way to the mouse itself. So nice, good view now of the mouse, the Bladehawk's GM-X5 gaming mouse, and gonna give you some nice, good close-up views of the mouse, so you can see the overall design of the mouse up close. And I'll try and make some adjustments in the background so you have a nice, clear view of the mouse. So I'm going to shift these items more to one side. So there we go. So nice, good view here. And of course the underside as well. And of course the rear. And then the right side of the mouse. So you can see the hump at the back on a slightly longer than usual mouse shape. And you can see that scroll wheel as well. And with the 3-level sensitivity toggle button at the back. And there are drivers with this mouse that can be downloaded from the Bladehawk's website, which allows you to customize the mouse with its buttons and of course the DPI sensitivity as well, and I think it lets you adjust the polling rates as well as the LED colors as well. So that driver can be downloaded from the Blade Hawks website. So you can see a nice good view around the mouse, and I'll do a click test very shortly. Just trying to show you as much as I can of the mouse. So you can see the buttons on the left hand side of the mouse. With nicely labeled G1 and G2. So I'm going to do a click test once again, just give you an all-round look very quickly. And then you have your primary and secondary mouse buttons there. And the scroll wheel, very light to scroll with light notchiness, and you can hear that click as well. So short and precise click, and the 3-level sensitivity DPI toggle, and of course on the right hand side of the mouse are another 2 buttons labeled G3 and G4. So we're going to do the clicks right now, up close. So nice, precise engagement of the side buttons, and we do the front ones as well. Just going to give you that front view as well with the mouse cable in a central position. You can see this is a rather symmetrical mouse, balanced on the left and right sides. Okay, so I'm going to do the clicks of the rest of the buttons. First, let me show you the underside once again, this time in a vertical position. Sorry, there you can see the skates or mouse feet. Okay, so let's click away. Okay, so you could hear the clicks of the mouse, very light engagement. And it's nice to see this edge design here. This kind of channel here that kind of keeps your fingers from slipping off the mouse. And now the right hand side with the clicks once again. Okay, and of course the DPI toggle or sensitivity toggle button over here at the very top. Let's do that in just a second. I'm going to show you that scroll wheel as well. Okay, so that's all the buttons. We do have 2 on the right, 2 on the left, two at the top, and of course the primary and secondary buttons. So 8 buttons altogether on this Bladehawks GM-X5 gaming mouse. And that's the Bladehawks branding right there. So nice, good all-round look at this Bladehawks GM-X5 gaming mouse. So there's only one thing left to do now. Also, I forgot to mention the weight of the mouse. It is kind of between a light to middle weight based on its kind of size that you're looking at here. So it's not too heavy at all, neither is it kind of medium weighted, maybe slightly under medium is the kind of expectation based on the size of the mouse you're looking at here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and of course plug in the mouse and then see it light up. So I have my trusty old Alienware M17 XR3 laptop on the side. I'm just going to plug in the mouse right there and you can see it light up instantly. And the LED lighting on it is actually quite bright, given that this room or studio is nicely illuminated. And let's take a close-up look. Yes, you can see the lights transition or cycle through from one color to the next. So right there, once again, and you can see the myriad of colors all throughout the mouse, from the scroll wheel to the DPI toggle button and the branding at the back, and of course the side buttons as well. Plenty of colors all around. And let's take a quick look at the underside as well. So that's the laser right there. Never look into it or stare into it. Okay, and let me move the cable or mouse lead around slightly. Okay, and one thing I notice very incredibly is the glide on the mouse. It is extremely smooth, given that this is a slightly rough tabletop surface here. And this is quite easily, of all the mice I've ever tested, has the most slippery glide on it. So very impressive that the way that they've designed the feet or the skates of the mice or mouse, because it is providing a very nice glide to it. And let's click away as well, once again, with my hand positioned on the mouse. And you can see the mouse wheel color change corresponding to the 3 different levels of sensitivity, with the on-the-fly DPI toggle right there at the top. So you can see as I tap, we have red, blue, and purple. And I believe with the downloadable Bladehawks driver for this mouse, that can be customized as well, as in the LED, as well as the sensitivity. So nice, good close-up view of the side as well, which I almost missed. As you can see, the light emanate right round the edges of the mouse. And of course, by the side of it as well, through the vent light looking gills, and of course at the front as well. So this one is a very brightly lit gaming mouse with light coming out from all angles of the mouse pretty much. Top, sides, front and back. So nice, good view once again. And remember the 3-level toggle for the mouse sensitivity corresponding to some preset colors on the mouse wheel. And once again, that glide on the mouse is sublime. So that's the Blade Hawk's GM-X5 gaming mouse. Thanks for watching and happy gaming!